Okay, the most important meal of the day, you've heard this for years, breakfast. Have yourself some kind of a protein bar, a protein shake. There's a ton of these things on the market. I chose Med-Rx, and the reason I like Med-Rx is simply because it's more of a food bar, and it's going to give you, at least around 280 to 300 calories. You're going to have a balance of your proteins and carbohydrates and fat. Some people ask me, a lot of clients, a lot of athletes, should I take a multivitamin? The answer is yes. Okay, especially when you're performing. Does it have to be a multi-mega super athlete, $150 a month vitamin? No, it needs to be your average. Just cover your bases. Okay, and my whole key to my program is I'd like to see you eat 6 smaller, well-balanced meals a day.
Now wait, how can he eat 6 times a day and make weight, Eric?
Well, here's the key. We're going to eat nutritionally sound foods. And what nutritionally sound food means, we're going to maximize our calories. We're not going to put any junk in this kid's body. We're going to put high-powered foods in his body. The key to a 6 small meals a day program is you want to stabilize your energy levels throughout the day. I want to avoid you from taking a ride, from crashing. Okay, and the key to that is stabilizing your insulin levels. That is done by eating smaller balanced meals. You follow me so far?
Okay.
Okay, we start off. We're going to have a protein bar or a protein shake. Same thing with the shakes. I chose Med-Rx again. I like this product because of the fact it's got a blend of your proteins, carbohydrates, and vitamins or minerals, which we just talked about. Okay, the next meal, 3 hours later. Okay, we want to try to have some kind of a blend of proteins and carbohydrates every 3 hours. We want to have some kind of a sensible choice for breakfast. Here I've got a little oatmeal. Now we're on to lunch. We're at about 1 o'clock now. We're going to have lunch. We're in class. It's been a tight day. What do I have for lunch? Well, you can have some tuna fish, and you can pack that tuna fish with you. And like I said, this is going to sound a little bit hardcore. You're a wrestler. But again, the whole thing is here, strict dieting, radical dieting is very hardcore.
Very hard.
Healthful eating is not hardcore. The fact that you're eating is good, okay? Yeah. And we've got solid white albacore tuna and water, and I brought some chunk light tuna and canola oil. Now, common sense is we're going to look at these labels. And this brings us to another important point, label reading. Okay, most people, when you're in the grocery store, do yourself a favor, learn how to read the labels. That brings us into our next meal. We're coming around 4 o'clock, we're around a snack, and this brings us into our protein shake mode. If we're going to have a quick trip back to the apartment before we do a workout or a run or something later that afternoon, there's a ton of shakes on the market. I happen to like Med-Rx. Again, we've got a blend of protein, carbohydrates. This has a good blend of vitamins and minerals, and it is a meal replacement. Okay, this is a food replacement. It's 250 calories. If you want a few more calories, add some fruit in there. Some strawberries, a few blueberries, something like that. Okay? And my recommendation when mixing these things up, what do you mix them with? Fat-free milk, water. We're at 7 o'clock, we're at dinner. We can have ourselves, a variety of things. We can steam some broccoli. We can have a little brown rice. If you're eating steak, meat, fowl, chicken, turkey, stuff like that, make sure it's white meat. Make sure it's skinless, okay? And definitely not fried. You want to bake this stuff. You want to steam it. Whatever you want to do with your vegetables, you want to be steamed. Same thing goes with all this food. No fried food. Basically, what I'm getting at here is every 3 hours, I want you having a little protein and a little mix of protein and carbohydrates. Okay?
Now, what about, I've heard, no carbohydrates?
You really need a balance of carbohydrates. Your body needs carbohydrates. The carbohydrates serve as energy. Okay? And basically, the way wrestling's going right now, and they're banning a lot of these substances that people are using, energy substances, caffeine and ephedrine and all that stuff. If you're not taking carbohydrates and you're not eating a high load of fat, which is more calories, how are you going to keep your weight down? You need to have some good low glycemic carbohydrates, okay? And where do you get those? Fruits, vegetables. I'm going to go over a few of those with you now. Beans, you want to be careful that the beans aren't canned and high in sugar. You want to buy a bag of beans. You want to bake the beans, okay? Avoid a lot of the canned processed stuff as a general rule of thumb, which leads me into my protein choices. Well, Eric, what are your good sources of protein? Well, like I talked about, fish, fowl, chicken and turkey, skinless. make sure if you're eating chicken or turkey, you're going to go skinless. Now, does that mean you can't eat any, you know, can you have a hamburger? No, you want to have a hamburger, you want it to be extra lean, okay? Of course, we've got our protein shakes, our protein bars. I got some non-fat cottage cheese here, which is also a great source of protein. These happen to be Knutson's On The Go. In each of these, we're looking at 12 grams of protein, 6 grams of carbs. So in 2 of these, you've got 160 calories, 24 grams of protein. That's not bad. After dinner, you know, we're in our 6th meal. If you're still a little bit hungry at night, you know, make yourself up a little bit of air pop popcorn. Something low calorie. Popcorn's not bad. If you want a little snack, instead of going to the potato chips, air pop popcorn. High in fiber, low in calories. The way to lose weight is try to control your insulin, control your energy levels throughout the day, eating smaller, more frequent, healthy meals. You got some of that?
Yeah, I got it. This sounds great. I really appreciate you helping us with a smart routine to work out and nutrition.
That's it.
So you're telling me a wrestler can eat 6 times a day?
A wrestler can eat, absolutely. There's no reason he can't.